Hi, welcome back to another Teacher Tech tutorial. My name is Emma Balansay, and today I'm going to show you a fast way to create an assessment. You might have a lot of worksheets, handouts, textbooks that you use for your lessons, but you're not sure how they could be useful through Schoology. So today I'm going to demonstrate 4 ways that you can do this, and I'm going to use some of the worksheets that I created for my 3rd grade class last year. If you find these Teacher Tech videos helpful, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I will also always include free resources on my links below the video, and I'm including the information for all the worksheets you'll see me use during this video. Now remember, there are 18 different assessment questions. I want to show you a variety of ways, so I will use label image, matching, highlight image, and multiple choice. I'm going to preview the questions first so that you can see the end result of what you can possibly create with your own worksheets. Keep in mind, creating these assessments took me no longer than 15 minutes, probably less. In this first one, I used the label image option. I used the top part only of a rounding handout to create this. I will go back at the end and show you exactly how I created each of these. But here you can see that your students would have to drag the answers from below to match the correct answers. Just like that. In this next one, I used some rounding cards from a Scoot game that I had, and I thought they would be perfect for matching. Your kids would simply read the card and match the bottom cards to where they belong. This one is a highlight image question, and the students can use the highlighting colors here to write on the pads, on their iPads or their laptop. And they have 6 different colors from what they can choose from, and they can write their own response. This way you can see how they regroup and track how they're showing their work. So they would pick a color and they would add And that way, if they make a mistake by not regrouping or regrouping wrong or starting with the 10s instead of the 1s, you can easily track it because you can see their handwriting there. Finally, I used one question from a word problem handout, and I just simply took a screenshot, I uploaded it, and then I just wrote A, B, C, and D, and the students would just multiple choice pick the correct answer. All of these 4 questions would be automatically graded except for the 3rd one. This would be the only one that would not be automatically graded, and you would have to go back and grade yourself because they're writing with highlighters. But all the other ones would be automatically graded and would tell you if they got these wrong or right. Okay, so in order to get started, you're going to go to your Schoology course, go to Add Materials, and click on Add Assessment. You're going to type out your description. I wrote 3rd grade math, week 4. And then you fill out everything else. Don't forget to enable it because it'll automatically show up as disabled. So unless you click enable, the students will not see it. And create. And then it's going to take you to some setup instructions here that you can add instructions. You can put settings. Let know how many times you would like for your students to be able to try to take the assessment, and then go ahead and save, and you can start inserting questions. The very first one that I chose for the first question was label image. I'm going to need to upload my screenshot. So what I did is I used this handout that I created last year for my 3rd graders, and it was based off of Unit 2. And I used TEAC, so it's 3.4b. And I only wanted the top. I will include a free version of this down below on the links in the description. That way you can use it if you'd like. And here I'm going to click on Command Shift 4, and I'm only going to take a picture of this top part. And when I take a screenshot, it will go to my desktop here. In order to upload, you're going to need to click here. You can either type the instructions, but since that screenshot already had instructions, I don't really need to type them again. You can upload or simply just drag the picture. And once it uploads, you're going to see it's going to show up right here. Right now it's taking a little long, so I have it open already. But what it does, it shows up right here. And what you're going to need to do first is add response boxes. So here I added 8 response boxes. For example, I'm going to erase that one. And then here, if I click response box, I see one show up here, and I'm just going to drag it. So you would have to do that 8 times for each section. I'll try one more. I'm going to delete that one just so you can see how I do it. You click on response box, and it pops up randomly, so you have to make sure to place it where you want that box to be. And then down below, it says possible responses. Here, I'm going to erase these, that way you can see. You would need to type in every single response box that you want. Now you can have more than the possible responses. For example, here we have 8, but just to make it a little bit more challenging, I'm going to add another option here. So I will add, for example, a 50. You can make it as challenging as you want, and make sure you have one for each response. And then go ahead and click Save. Oh, before you click Save, you have to make sure you put the correct answers. That way it self-grades it when the students take it. So it's almost like you're taking the assessment on your own. And then once you complete all of these, you would save it. So here I was missing 2 answers. And I'm missing the 40 and the 60. Here it came out a little big. And you would select the answers, make sure they all match, and then you would click on Save. For question number 2, I chose matching. And what I did was I used that same handout for rounding, and I took a screenshot of a couple of these cards. These were meant for a Scoot game. Obviously, I can't use a Scoot game right now. So in order to use it in Schoology, I'm going to use them for a matching card game. Here, I'll show you what I did. It's going to give you on the left side it's going to give you these boxes that says prompts. And when you click on it, you're going to see the image icon. When you click on the image icon, it allows for you to drag those screenshots that you take. So I added these 3 screenshots that I had here on my desktop after I took the screenshots. You can see them right here on my desktop. So I simply dragged them here, 1 each. And then on the left side, it had possible answers. Obviously, there's only 3 here, but I wanted to add more just to make it tricky. And I just simply clicked them on bold and did the maximum size that I could see here. That way they were nice and big. And then in the bottom, they all showed up here in the bottom, and I dragged them to where they belonged. That way when the students take it, it'll automatically grade it for them. For question number 3, I used highlight image, which is right here. I selected highlight image, and it's going to prompt you to either write a question or simply upload an image. That's the image that I uploaded, and I got it from this other handout called Add and Subtraction, which was also for my Unit 2. And as you see here, it has different problems for them to solve. I didn't want to put the whole page. I think it would be overwhelming for them. So I simply took a screenshot of one of the sticky notes. And then when it went to my desktop, I uploaded here. And that's all you have to do, because then students would have to select a color and write down their own answer. So this is one that you would have to grade, and it wouldn't grade on your own because the students, it's a free response question. Finally, for question number 4 was multiple choice. You could see that multiple choice is the very first option from the assessment questions. And when you open it, it'll ask you here if you want to type out a question. Remember, you can also record your voice if you want to ask the question in case your students are early readers. It gives you an option here that says tools, and you can record audio or upload an audio that you already have. And here I took this screenshot from a different handout that I had, which is called number lines. And usually in my handouts, I always like to have word problem practice for them to test prep, or just to be able to analyze things a little better. And here I had this one, number 1, that I took a screenshot of, and then I uploaded it. And I took the screenshot of the whole thing, including the responses, just to make it a little faster and easier. And for options, I just added 4 options, and I just wrote A, B, C, and D. And as you see in the bottom, it'll give me the options, and I have to select the correct one so that when the students answer, it'll automatically give them the grade. Remember, you can use more than just worksheets if you have a digital math textbook, or you might have purchased some paper handouts from Teachers Pay Teachers and you want to use them digitally. These 4 examples are only a few ways that you can take advantage of your resources. Please let me know if you have any questions. Leave me a comment. Let me know which of these you find most beneficial. Don't forget, I will include a free version of one of the handouts you saw in the description below.